Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. As the title suggests, today we'll be talking about Loaf. Not this loaf, not this loaf, but yes, this loaf, the best loaf. While the internet is jam-packed with pictures of cats loafing, loafing memes, Twitter accounts dedicated to the loaf, etc., what does the loaf actually mean? Is it always an example of cuteness overload? A feline in the ultimate relaxed state? Or can the loaf position mean something else from time to time, perhaps even a sign of something serious? Before we take a closer look at this subject matter as a whole, let's briefly examine this topic overview. Cats loaf because it's comfortable and to keep warm. They only do so when they feel reasonably safe. A loafing cat doesn't feel safe enough to flop onto its side, but doesn't feel nervous. Loafing is a compromise because your cat can quickly stand up. Your cat may also lay this way to protect one of its forepaws if it's injured in some way. So, given what we know, we can say with confidence that the cute loaf is indeed the posture of a content feline, at least more times than not. However, the loaf, in some instances, can signal injury or sickness, and we'll address those concerns in greater detail here momentarily. Now, with all of that said, time to stop loafing around and get down to business. Cat loafing, or the cat loaf position, is simply one of the many postures cats can take when they're resting, relaxing, waiting, anticipating, etc. The position gets its name because of the visual it displays. Pictured here is the primary loaf that we've all come to know and love, especially if you're a longtime cat owner, feline fan, what have you. Resting on the belly, legs and paws tucked, just a ball or a loaf with a cute face. While in some cases you'll see a paw sticking out, yeah, you get it. This is the loaf position. From kittens to senior cats, the loaf is very common. Every cat does it. In addition to the common loaf, all tucked up, there's what some like to call the Sphinx loaf. This is where everything is tucked in, sans the front legs and paws. They're lined up. Thus the name, your cat is looking like the Sphinx. Check out this image. Yeah, there's a great chance that your furry pal has taken this posture before. Heck, probably on the daily. Heck, even right now, perhaps. Are there other types of loaf? Of course there are. There's a full menu of loaf. How about this one? The folded arms look. This is where the cat is all tucked up, but the front legs are folded, sort of like a person crossing their arms. Cute, right? And as we briefly mentioned, these positions and postures are often referred to as loafing or the loaf because of the appearance. Bread. Cat bread. Just between friends, I've always called it the turkey position. Looks like Thanksgiving to me. Okay, perhaps I'm just weird. Of course, a bread loaf and some fresh turkey does sound mighty good right about now. During our topic overview, we noted that the loaf position is, most of the time, just what you think it is. Calm, peaceful, relaxed, and purring. But that's not always the case. Let's talk about a few meanings that do not involve comfort, peace, and contentment. Number 1, thermoregulation, also known as conserving body heat. In the same way that we would likely fold our arms on a cold day, especially if we were not properly dressed for the occasion, cats will often loaf if they are a bit chilly. As a means to keep their legs and paws from getting cold, they will loaf as a way to somewhat tighten up and keep everything closer to their midsection, which does carry the most heat. While cats can assume this position for this reason most any time, it's commonly seen when a cat is outdoors during less than ideal weather conditions. Cats that are loafing as a means to heat up will also curl their tail around their body. Number 2, injured paw. If your cat has sustained some type of foot, paw, or claw injury, the loaf position can be utilized as a form of security, a way of shielding the injury. Your cat is hiding the foot so it can't be reached and manipulated. If you think your feline is loafing because an injury has taken place, never attempt to pull the foot from underneath your feline. Just wait it out until your cat either changes position or gets up entirely. Pay close attention to what you see, both in terms of wound marks as well as the presence of limping. If your cat appears to be favoring one of its paws, then some sort of trauma has likely taken place. Number 3, seriously ill. Unfortunately, cats often loaf when they are sick. Conditions such as chronic kidney disease can produce loafing as a symptom. This can be seen in senior felines that are unfortunately struggling. Loafing due to illness has a slight, yet troubling variation. Head down. Cats that are in a content loaf are always head up, looking around, purring, etc. Cats that are ill assume the loaf but maintain a head down posture, while healthy cats loaf all the time, usually multiple times per day. Keep an eye on things. If your cat has loafed for hours at a time, but has rarely gotten up from that position, if gotten up at all. If you've noticed that during the course of the day your pet hasn't moved much and maintained the loaf, then something, unfortunately, could be physically wrong. And number 4, our final reason, well, it's indeed just no reason at all. Think of it this way: why do you sit the way you sit? Does it mean something, or do you just do it because you can? While most felines, their actions are done with intent and true purpose. Sometimes loafing, that's just plain lazy. Why loaf? Because we can, said the cat. Sometimes in life, things are just as they appear. No deep dive needed here. Loafing just for the sake of loafing. And for our visual pleasure, of course. Let's not forget that important factor. Just remember this take home message. If your cat is in the loaf position, head up, looking around and purring, life is good. All is well. Just another day in paradise. And on that happy note, that will wrap things up for our video loaf coverage. But if you'd like the written side of loaf life, please visit us at seniorcatwellness.com at the conclusion of this video. There you will find a full-length and highly detailed article dedicated to this very popular topic. We've got you covered. All you'd ever want to know about the loaf, and so much more. Are you currently watching us off-site? If so, please click the initial link in the description box below. Said link will take you to all of the important information in question. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later. And before we go, let's enjoy a few more loaf picks on the way out.